Today on SVG News, desperate PlayStation thieves are getting creative. But first, this streaming phenom is in a league of his own, but he's taking aim at a whole nother league.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Two-Time, Dr. Disrespect.
Since his return to streaming, Dr. Disrespect has been making some major moves within the gaming industry. He has designed a map for Hi-Res Studios' Rogue Company, and even floated out the idea of beginning his very own Video Game Awards show. Fans of the two-time champion may be wondering what he could possibly be up to next, and his latest comments may hint toward his largest move yet. It seems as though Dr. Disrespect may be making some kind of big investment in Call of Duty League. Dr. Disrespect has hinted on more than one occasion that he might be interested in purchasing a CDL team. In a clip uploaded by Deserto, Dr. Disrespect could be seen streaming a round of Call of Duty Warzone when he received a question about whether or not he'd ever consider having his own professional team. The doc's response?
Will I have my own? Probably not. Will I be a part as a shareholder? You never know.
Now it seems like the Doc was simply teasing further moves. In a tweet that has gained quite a bit of traction, Dr. Disrespect told fans who he would want on his Call of Duty League team, if he had one. The Doc clearly has his finger on the pulse of competitive Call of Duty, as he picked one of the game's top players of all time. The Doc tweeted, "If I had a CDL team, I'd sign Karma immediately. I'd give him a Lambo with a Canadian flag on the hood. Damon Barlow, aka Karma, is a 3-time Call of Duty world champion, which would obviously make him a dream candidate for any pro Call of Duty team. However, Karma actually retired from competitive play earlier this year, so the odds of the Doc actually managing to get Barlow on his or any other roster may be slim, even if he's been saying as much for a while."
Of all the pro players here, of all of the Call of Duty pro players, who would you team with?
Who would I team with? I'm going with Karma.
Only time will tell how seriously the Doc is considering getting into owning an esports franchise or recruiting Karma. After all, the streamer recently made the controversial remark that he considered fellow streamer Aidan to actually be a better player than either himself or Karma. As with all things Dr. Disrespect, these latest comments could all just be part of the show. Next up,
I gotta say, the whole process of trying to secure a next-gen console has just been one big meme.
What began as a somewhat amusing series of console mix-ups has turned into something much more sinister. For weeks, reports have come in from the UK concerning pre-ordered PS5 consoles that have been swapped out with various different items. Instead of the PS5, some people received toilet paper, while others got George Foreman grills or foot massagers. There were theories that this was a result of some unscrupulous mail workers or a weirdly organized group of happiness-hating thieves. It seems that the latter theory may in fact be true, as delivery drivers are now reporting aggressive and elaborate robberies that have stripped them of their PS5 cargo.
Why can't I have nice things?
According to UK publication The Times, gangs are using a strategy called a rollover, in which multiple vehicles will move to box in their target delivery vehicle, in this case a truck carrying the new Sony console. While the delivery truck is boxed in, one of the thieves will actually climb out of their vehicle, secured by a rope, and onto the side of the truck, opening the back and emptying it of the products the gang is after. It sounds like something out of the Grand Theft Auto games or the Fast and Furious film series, but it's very real and extremely dangerous. No one has been reported as injured in any of these deliveries, but the robberies are still clearly a big problem. Also, as pointed out by IGN, it's highly unlikely that these rollovers are connected to the previous reports of PS5s being replaced by other items. These particular robbers probably aren't replacing the boxes and labels after taking them out of a moving vehicle. In other words, the UK is dealing with multiple different types of PS5 theft. On a lighter note, IGN has also reported that Amazon has begun sending emails to customers affected by some of the seemingly stolen or swapped packages, and those customers will receive their consoles when more stock becomes available.
Who wants to play video games?